Everybody, welcome to Open Mic Night along East Coast Reflector. We'll get to that in a few minutes, but for the moment, I will present the Celebrity Call Sign of the Week. This is Kilo Delta 2 Tango Foxtrot Bravo. Like many of these episodes, the primary source of information is the English language Wikipedia, and is therefore subject to the Creative Commons Attribution Share-alike 4.0 license. Our celebrity was born in Chicago, Illinois on May 29, 1906. He joined the Society of Jesus on August 31, 1924. He studied to become a priest at St. Mary's College of Currasong, India, and was ordained November 21, 1935. His first job was to teach at St. Xavier's High School in Bedia, India, starting in 1940. And also eventually became the principal of that school. In October 1949, our celebrity met with Nepalese authorities requesting to found a Jesuit school in Nepal to modernize education in the country. Around 10 miles outside of the city of Kathmandu, in 1951, the Godavari St. Xavier's School was opened. The school was the first Christian institution in the Hindu kingdom. In fact, our celebrity was the first Jesuit to enter Nepal since 1721. Our celebrity was first licensed in 1947 in India with the call sign Victor Uniform 2 Sierra X-Ray or VU2SX. In 1951, after moving to Kathmandu, he set up a ham radio station with the call sign Niner November 1 Mike Mike, or 9N1MM. In doing so, he became the very first ham radio operator in Nepal, and very quickly was in touch with some 90,000 other operators all over the world. Not surprisingly, he was involved in several emergency communication events, including rescue work in time of earthquake and floods, and saving climbers on Everest. This week's Celebrity Call Sign of the Week belonged to Father Marshall D. Moran, who often said his call sign is Niner November 1 Mickey Mouse. He became a silent key on April 14, 1992, due to leukemia. And with that out of the way, I now turn it over to Bill. Bill, take it away.
Good evening, everyone. This is Bill, KF0MHN. Welcome to our 31st Open Mic Night. If you'd like to follow along with us, please visit bit.ly/ECR logs and click Open Mic Night. Tonight we have Mark, KE2EDS, as our host loggers. The question of the night for Open Mic Night is, what is your goal for ham radio for the next year? I know I have this on my QRZ page, but my goal is to get my amateur extra, and I've been saying it for about a year now, so one of these days I'll get it done. We have some text check-ins, and I challenge you all to check in tonight so we can have a good discussion and talk about things. Let's go to our text check-ins. First of all, we have Richard in Paris, Texas, WB9CSP. Richard, what's your goal for the next year? Richard, you still with us? We'll consider Richard in and out. Next in the text check-in line, we have Lawrence from Cary, North Carolina. Lawrence, do you have a goal for ham radio for the next year?
I would say that I've been planning on possibly getting my general license. Maybe some ham tests I didn't plan on going this year. But mostly just getting my general and exploring more in ham radio than I did this year. Back to that.
All right, Lawrence, thanks for checking in. Next we have N0XRG. Ronald, a new person here on the East Coast Reflector from Baytown, Texas. Did a newsletter as well for being a new, and welcome to the East Coast Reflector. What is your goal for ham radio for the next year?
Roger. Hey, thank you for running the net. Yeah, and I've been a new guy for probably about a half a dozen times or so, but hey, I'll take it. You got Ron in Baytown, Texas. So my goal over the next year, started working on CW, and then life kind of got in the way, so I need to schedule it and practice about 30 minutes a night, whatever it may be. But the plan will be like learn the ancient first ever text messaging. So thanks for running the net. November 0 X-ray Romeo Golf. Back to you.
All right, well, thanks for being a new guy again, and welcome to the East Coast Reflector. We've got KR4EMM Vince from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, checking in on the text line. What's your goal for ham radio for next year?
Good evening, everyone. My goal is to study and get my general license, and then convince my wife on why I need a new HF radio. That's my goal. Everybody have a great night. Thank you. This is KR4EMM. Back to the net.
Thank you, Vince. The HF is great. That's why I got my wife, she wasn't too hard on me about it. Next, we go to Robert, KJ4ZFM in Deltona, Florida. What's your goal, Robert?
Well, good evening to everyone on the net. And, I'd like to go ahead and answer that question and say that I definitely should have had my general in 1977 when I came out of the military. I happened to be a radio operator in the military, and I just never achieved that goal, so I'm still trying to achieve that goal now and get my general license. Appreciate it. Everyone have a blessed night. KJ4ZFM.
And we have Chris, KQ4GLY from Parrish, Florida. A lot of Florida tonight. What's your goal for ham radio for the next year?
Good evening, Bill, and everyone on the net. My goal is to get my general license. Back to you, KQ4GLY.
All right, Chris, thank you very much for checking in. Next, another text check-in. We have N3LLY from Glen Burnie, Maryland. Glenn, what's your goal? Glenn, if you're trying to check in with us, we're not getting you. Try again. Well, Glenn, we'll take you as an in and out right now. If you want to recheck in a little bit, we'll let you come through. Right now, let's take some more check-ins. All we got was text. If you're coming in by radio, how about saying your call sign slowly? And I forgot what I'm supposed to say. I'm kind of a new guy out here, so I think it was, let's say slowly. Let's say slowly, and then text check-ins as well. We'll take you as well.
K7 APC, Kilo 7, Alpha Papa Charlie.
Kilo 7, Sierra Mike November.
Kilo Quebec 8 Uniform, KQ8.
Tango, Foxtrot, Bravo. Papa, with...
GBM, Portland.
still got some more room for any more check-ins out there. People stepping on each other. Just wanted to verify we had Christopher KE7 PVO. Is that correct? We had enough check-ins. We'll start at the top of the list. We have Doug from Gladstone, Oregon, K7APC. Doug, what is your radio goal for the next year?
Well, I'd say CW, learn CW for the year. That's always been a thing that I've always wanted to do, so I figured I'd give it an honest shot and see how it goes for the year. K7APC, back to net.
All right, Doug, thank you for checking in. My father-in-law knows CW. When I told him I became an operator, he said, well, you got to do CW. And I said, no, that was for you old guys. Let's move on to Brian, KK7SMN, Forest Grove, Oregon. Brian, what's your goal for the next year?
Good afternoon. Thanks for doing the net. Yep, I think I'm going to go with the trend here, and I'm hoping to get my general the next year, but really just trying to learn everything I can so that I'm able to pass some of that knowledge down as I gather it. KK7SMN.
All right, Brian. Thank you for checking in, and have a good night. Next is Bob from Ecorse, Michigan. I think that's how you say it. KQ8U. Bob, what is your goal for the next year?
Evening, Jim, and everybody on the net tonight. My goal will be to get my antenna straightened out so somebody can hear me on a 20 and 40 meter band. I'm working on that and engineering it. Everybody have a great night. KQ8U, back to net.
Bob, we have some great articles on the East Coast Reflector website that may help you get straightened out on your antenna as well. So check out the East Coast Reflector website and see what you can find on there. Next we have, could be M3LLY. We couldn't find it in QRZ. Can you check in again for us, please? N3LLY, are you out there? All right, we'll just consider that in and out. I do have some messages to you. Let me get my desk on my computer here so I can read the message to you. All these new guys, they do all these things all the time. So we have an Antique Wireless Show Association Monday, Radio Association Monday, November 17th, 8 p.m. in the East Coast Zoom room. And on Thursday, we have our weekly 20-meter net on 14.317 at 10 a.m. And there's just another reminder, no Friday Youth Net, night Youth Net coming up because of Halloween. Saturday, there will be no 9 a.m., or Saturday, there is a 9 a.m. 40-meter net on 7.245. And Saturday night, we also have the trivia net starting at 11 p.m. Eastern. Let's take some more check-ins. Mobiles check in twice and slowly, and generals check in twice and slowly. And let's get some more check-ins. I'm having fun. You know, I may be messing up my work. It's fun talking to you guys out there. Let's hear it.
KG7GBL. KG7GBL in Portland.
Alpha Golf 6, Sierra X-Ray, Alpha Golf 6, Sierra X-Ray, Portland.
N2BH. N2BH. All right, we'll start at KE7DBL from it's Clarence from Jacksonville, Oregon. What's your ham radio goal for the next year?
KG7GBL. We're at Portland, Oregon. And I'm thinking about buying me a new radio. UV.
All right, Kenneth, since you're new, you'll get a newsletter if you're on QRZ from the East Coast Reflector. Good luck on picking out that new radio. Next we have AG6SX from Hillsboro, Oregon. What's your goal for ham radio for the next year?
For the net, well, I rebuild old amateur radios. That's kind of like my main hobby and enjoyment. And right now I've got a Yaesu FT1000 Mark V, and it's fully restored. But unfortunately, I need a really good antenna. So my goal of next year would be to construct a 135-foot, probably 9-to-1 Anan, and somehow try to get a 135-foot end-fed antenna up.
And you have a good night. Next we have N2BH Bill from Palmyra, New York. Bill, what's your goal for the next year?
Good evening. You're sounding pretty good. Do more portable operation, more POTA. I got all the HF stuff. I've got Zygo 6100. Everything's in a backpack, and got the antennas, and just get out and do more portable operations. N2BH.
And your familiar voice, I think I've heard you plenty of times, as I recall. Next, AE2EDS Mark from Alma, New York. Mark, what's your goal for ham radio for the next year?
Good evening, Bill. Good evening, Ned. Bill, you're doing a great job. You're calm. You're doing a perfect job. Hats off to you, my friend. As far as my goal for ham radio, I want to upgrade my license. I became a ham in the 80s, then all of a sudden I re-upped last year, then I moved up to general. My next one is extra. So I definitely want to upgrade my license. Bill, keep up the good work, my friend. KE2EDS.
Well, I appreciate the kind words, Mark, really do. This is KF0MAN, and my name is Bill. I'm from East Bethel, Minnesota, and I'm hosting Open Mic Night. Let's take check-ins. You can check in by text, or you can check in by radio, and let's do it twice and slowly if you're by radio. Any check-ins? Come on down.
Hello, Mike 7, Bravo, India, Oscar, KM7BIO, JC.
Yankee, N3 Lima.
WB2JPQ, WB2JPQ.
Alpha India.
Control. Whiskey 3, W2BW. Whiskey 2, Papa, Whiskey.
KE8 VKY, KE8 VKY.
Alpha 3, Yankee Bravo Sierra. Victor Alpha 3, Yankee Bravo Sierra.
VK3AWA, VK3AWA.
Let's see if we can get the right call sign. On top of the list, JC KM7BIO from Mesa, Arizona. I'll be in Arizona in a couple weeks. JC, what's your goal for ham radio for the next year?
Hey, good afternoon, everybody on the net. I am actually going for my general, so I'm a technician right now, and my fiance passed the technician exam with me. We both got our call signs, and I've been breaking and doing 10 meters and listening to Skip, and I wanted to start doing the other bands, you know, get into 20 meters and see what those nets provide, and what they look like and sound like. But yeah, that's my goal for the next year, is to get my general. Back to net controls, KM7BIO.
All right, JC, good luck in getting that general, and don't let her get that general before you do. Next we have the guy, WB2JPQ. I hear that call sign, and I still don't have it memorized. Dick from Eden, New York. Godfather, how you doing this evening?
You're a good learner, Bill. Hey, welcome aboard. Doing a great job, like everybody said. Oh, I don't have any plans. I'll just keep working my 25, 30 hours a week or plus for ECF like I have been for the last many, many years. At least 25 years on VOIP stuff. So that's my only goal. Just keep it with the ECR and try to better and upward and so forth and so on. Good to hear you. It's WB2JPQ.
All right, Dick, thanks for checking in, and I'll see you in the Zoom room in a short time. Next we have W2PW Prez from Petchagoo, New York. I hope I right. Prez, what's your goal for the next year?
Well, good evening, Bill. Everybody on the net, you're doing a terrific job. I guess I've got to remember to update my my QRZ page, because I'm no longer in Patchogue. I'm in West Islip, and I would say that one of my goals is to my old antenna system on the new location. So that's what we're up to. Back to net. Good job. Thanks. W2PW.
All right, Prez, have a great night. Next we have Vicky, KE8BKY. A lot of you know who Vicky is, from Lambertville, Michigan. Vicky, what is your goal for ham radio for the next year?
My goal is just to catch up. That's it. Maybe not take on too much new. Just catch up with what I got. But you're doing a really great job tonight. Keep it up. KE8BKY.
Well, coming from you, that means quite a bit, Vicky. Thank you. I appreciate it. Let's move on. We've got Bill from Dunville, on Canada. BAYBS. Bill, what's your ham radio goal for the next year?
Good evening, Bill. I think my goal is going to be to get involved in HF. I'm fairly new at ham radio, been licensed about 4.5 months. And so far I've been just VHF and UHF, and so my goal for next year will be to get into some HF and see what that brings me. Anyway, thanks for running the net, and thanks for letting me on. This is BA3YBS, back to net control.
can make the East Coast Reflector, and have a good night. Next is Daryl, Paradise Beach, Australia, BK3AWA. Daryl, good evening. I don't know what time it is there, but good to have you here.
Good evening, Bill, and those listening. It's 25 past 11 here on Thursday morning. My goal, Bill, is to hit 5,000 HF contacts as a POTA hunter at the single local park. I'm on the way, and I hope to hit the target of 5,000 contacts out of the one park. That's it. Back to you, Bill. Great job. See you later.
All right, Daryl, have a great morning out there. One place I've never been, would like to get out there someday. This is Fred, Reno, Nevada, before K7 FPS. Good evening, Fred. What's your ham radio goal?
Hey, Bill. Great job. You're just flowing right into it at this particular point in time, and great start, by the way. My goal for the next year is probably set up a mobile rig. I want to try to figure out how to put a radio in one of my two vehicles. It'll probably be either replacing my CB radio in the Jeep or putting a mobile rig in my other new car. Anyway, that's what I think I'm planning. K7 FPS, back to net.
N2ZVN. Alan, what's your ham radio goal for the next year? Are you still with us? N2ZVN. We'll just say in and out for Alan. Doug, Allen Park, Michigan, KF8DRJ. Doug, what's your ham radio goal?
Well, hey, Bill's doing a great job tonight. My answer will prove that this hobby means different things to different people. I'm not a POTA guy. I'm not a soda guy. I don't even really care that much about contacts. But I love the relationships that I've developed in the hobby, and even to the list of great people that I associate with now on a daily basis. So that's my answer. KF8DRJ. Back to net.
All right, Doug, thank you for the great answer. We still have time for check-ins on my slot before Gil takes over. We've got one more text check-in that just came in. We'll take that one. N6QDY, David from Sacramento, California. David, what's your goal for ham radio for the next year?
Hello there, Mark, Press, everybody else in the Zoom room, and everybody on the net, N6QDY. My goal is to get back on HF. I've got this NSED just sitting off to the side here, so eventually I'll get that. Anyway, keep up, and thanks for doing what you're doing. Back to net control, N6QDY.
All right, David, thank you for checking in tonight out there in Sacramento, California. Any more check-ins? You can check in video twice and slowly with your call sign, or check in by text. And I don't have the text number with me. It says in my cell phone, it says ECR text. So that's all I know about the number, but it seems like people are figuring it out. We'll take more check-ins with your call sign twice and slowly now. Keith.
Lima, Lima Yankee. N3, Lima, Lima Yankee.
All right, we've got a few check-ins there. We've got Kevin from Victoria Harbour in Canada, BE3BZ. Kevin, what's your goal for ham radio for the next year?
Hey, good evening, Bill, and everyone on the net. You're doing a fine job as net controller. Goals for the next year. I don't know, maybe upgrade my license to the advanced level here in Canada. Maybe after 12 years it's time to do that. But other than that, I'm just going to keep active in the hobby. All right, back to you, VE3BZ.
All right, Kevin, have a good night, and thanks for checking in. Next is W40RS, Chris from Tony, Alabama. What? Okay, Chris, are you there? W4QRS, Chris from Tony, Alabama. All right, we'll just put Chris as in and out and move on to Glenn from Glen Burnie, Maryland. I think this is a recheck, the NLLY.
Check. For some reason or another, it didn't work before. Okay, I'll make it short and sweet. After 32 years, my goal is to finally get this license upgraded. So that's on the bucket list this year. N3, LLY, A73, everybody out there. Back to you, Ned.
All right, Glenn, thank you for checking in, and good luck in getting that license upgraded. Next, on to Hugh, B44KM from St. Kitts. Hugh, what's your goal?
Good evening, Net Control. My goal is to be a bit more active and start to get into satellite, some more ham radio. We're going to try and put a little expedite on that one day. Curacao?
All right, Hugh. Satellite, thank you for checking in, and you have a good day. Next is from Wasilla, Alaska, KL4RCS. Rich, what's your goal?
Good evening from KL4RCS, Rich, Meadow Lakes, Alaska. Wassill's close enough. My goal is probably to sell and buy some more equipment. I got one more year until I need to renew that license. Can't believe it's been that long already. Thanks for doing a great job, KL4RCS, back to net control.
All right, Rich, have a good day, and thank you for checking in. I'm going to turn it over to Gil now, and Gil's going to take it the rest of the way, but I wanted to thank you. This is KF0 MA10 Bill from Minnesota. Everybody have a good night.
Good evening. This is Gil, K4GDS in Orlando, Florida. First of all, Bill, you did a fantastic job there. I think we have more than 30 check-ins. That might be a record for our first half hour, so busy night. Let's go ahead and do some more check-ins at this time. First of all, the text line is open at 716-317-9050. You can also send us your call sign at text@ecr.radio. And for radio check-ins, twice and slowly, please.
Kilo Delta 9, Whiskey X-Ray Charlie. Kilo Delta 9, Whiskey X-Ray Charlie.
Third time might be a charm, who knows? Alpha India 8 Whiskey, Mobile. AI8W, Mobile, Ohio.
QMH and
N3QMH.
Okay, we can hold it up there and getting this back to you from the bottom up. We had N3QMH, Bill out of Apopka, Florida. AI8W, Chris out of Allen Park, Michigan, although I think you said you were not in Michigan. We'll get that updated. Roger, KD9WXC in Petersburg, Indiana. KF8EJA, Len in Savonia, Ohio. At the top of this list is KO4 Joe, one of our own in Sorrento, Florida. Joe, what's your goal for the next year in ham radio?
Well, there you go. Good job on the net, guys. You and Bill. This is Joe, KF4FR. I'm hoping to finish my shack. That's been taking a while, but hopefully I'll be able to get it complete. This is Joe, KL4FR. Back to you, Gil. Good job.
Thanks, Joe, and we got you down for finishing your shack. And I didn't realize that Chris was mobile, so let's jump down to Chris real quick. AI8W. Chris, what's your goal for the next year in ham radio? Chris, are you still with us? AI8W, I believe, was the call sign.
One of my 3 mobile rigs were repaired and installed in a vehicle so that when I'm traveling for work, I can work some HF as well. And maybe even throw a key in the car, who knows. Back to that, Alpha India 8 Whiskey.
Okay, we got you down, getting that mobile unit in the car, and so let's slide back up to the top of this list with KF8EJA. Len, what's your goal for the next year in ham radio?
Term goal is to get my UHF, VHF antenna up, hopefully before snow falls, and longer term goal sometime through the year is to pass my general. Thanks for doing the net. KF8EJA, back to net.
Okay, we got you down for that antenna, and moving on down, next is Roger, KD9WXC. What's your goal for the next year in ham radio, Roger?
Well, I'm like a lot of other people I'm hearing tonight. I need to get my general done too. And maybe while I'm here this winter, I can get studying on that. I'm in Tavares now for the winter, so maybe I can do it. KD9WXC, thanks for doing the net.
Okay, Roger, thanks for checking in. And next on the list is N3QMH, Bill out of Apopka, Florida. What do you want to do this year, Bill?
Hi, good evening, Gil. Good evening to the net. And after 32 years, as one of the other gentlemen has been, I did upgrade back at the first of the month to general, and then 17 days later, I was able to pass the extra exam. So 32 years and 17 days to get all the way there. And so now my goal would be to, get on some HF equipment here and get on the air with that. So back to net control to see us at 3QMH.
Okay, we got you down for getting out there on HF. Come join us on POTA. It's a great hobby. And that takes us to the bottom of the list. Again, our text line is 716-317-9050. And we got room here for more radio check-ins. If you come with your call sign now, please, twice and slowly.
Kilo Echo 2 Alpha Uniform Sierra. Kilo Echo 2 Alpha Uniform Sierra.
November 2, Zulu Victor November, N2 ZVN.
Hey, give me 1 second. My spreadsheet just slid away on me here. Okay, let me acknowledge KE2AUS Stephen out of Lisle, New York, and N2ZVN Allen out of Kendall, New York. So going up the top, KE2AUS Stephen, what would you like to accomplish next year in ham radio?
Good evening, fellas. I would like to make a contact with Japan, I guess. I've been doing HF for quite a while, but I've never been able to make a HF, voice contact with Japan. So that would be my goal. And thanks for running the net. Kilo Echo 2 Alpha Uniform Sierra.
Okay, we got you down for trying to make contact in Japan. Guess that doesn't count using the reflector to do it. That's not all that uncommon. But certainly understand the challenge there. Next is Alan in Kendall, New York, N2ZVN. What's your goal for the next year in ham radio?
Good evening, Gil. Everyone on the net tonight. This is my second attempt at this tonight. Used the text check-in line and never got a response on the radio. Come to find out, I'm not encoding PL. Had to get the backup radio. At any rate, I'd like to become proficient at CW again. You know, 20 years ago I used to be, but totally lost it. Haven't touched it in years, so I'd like to regain my speed. N2ZVN. Everyone have a good night.
Thanks, Alan, and good luck with getting back into CW. Let's take a few minutes for a couple announcements here. We have a presentation on the ECR on Antique Wireless Radio Association. That's on Monday, November 17th at 8 p.m. in the Zoom room. Thursday, tomorrow morning, 20-meter net is on 14.317 at 10 a.m. Friday night, there will be no youth net. Again, no youth net on Friday night. Go trick-or-treat. Have a great time. Saturday morning at 9 a.m. is the 40-meter net at 7.245. And Saturday night will be trivia net, as usual, at 11 p.m. I also want to invite people to come out and do what we're doing here tonight and join us as a net controller out on the East Coast Reflector. You can go to the website and look under Open Mic Night and find out all the information and sign up right there. So go ahead and do that. Again, let's go back to check-ins. Text line 716-317-9050, and radio check-ins now, twice and slowly, please.
Kilo 2, Charlie Mike Tango. Kilo 2, Charlie Mike Tango.
Kilo Charlie 1, Victor Quebec Sierra, KC1 VQF.
Okay, let me acknowledge these two check-ins from the bottom up. KC1 VQF, Paul out of Enfield, Maine, and K2CMT, Mike in DeBerry, Florida, my friend to the north. So, Mike, how's the weather up north in DeBerry, Florida? And what's your goal for the next year in radio? Mike, did I lose you? Let me try that again without the feedback. Mike, you still out there?
Goals for ham radio are HF, more HF.
That's great. Love to hear that. I remember the first time I met you, you told me you didn't have time for HF. Next on this list is KC1 VQS, Paul in Enfield, Maine. Paul, what's your goal for the next year in ham radio?
Well, good evening, everyone on the net. Yes, I have a pretty good goal. It's HF. I've not been into that yet. I was licensed as a goal several months ago, but I've just not had the opportunity to pursue that. But I've met with my local ham radio club, and they have helped me through a few options with radio selection, and actually offered to have a group come and help me install the antenna. But definitely, I want to get into HF in a pretty good way, and so that's what my definite goal is for the upcoming year. So I'm going to turn it back to Net Control, KC1 DQS, clear.
Thanks, Paul. We got you down for HF, the wonderful world out there. This is K4GDS, and let me go back to the host of the first half hour here and find out what he wants to do. KF0MHN, Bill, what do you want to do for next year in ham radio?
Great job, Gil. Enjoyed listening to you. I said what in the first half I wanted to do. The second half, I want to find out more about digital modes and see, DMR, fusion and things like that, and learn a little bit more about those. I don't know a whole lot about them. I have a clear node, but and they have the capability, but I really don't know too much. So back to net, KF0MHN. Great job.
Okay, Bill, we got you down for digital modes, and that brings us down to the bottom of our list. Let's do some more check-ins. Twice and slowly, please.
KQ4AYH, Fort Lauderdale. KQ4AYH, Gary, Fort Lauderdale.
Okay, before we take Gary here, just a reminder, text line is open, 716-317-9050. Just text us your call sign and we'll get you on the list. But going to Gary, KQ4AYH in Fort Lauderdale, what would you like to accomplish the next year in ham radio?
Well, thank you for allowing me to check in. I just hopped in the car and turned on the radio, and it said Vortex and check-in, so I didn't know what the topic was. So my goal would actually be to get my general license, so that would be a goal. So right now we're only technicians, so hopefully we'll be able to put that in our bucket list and be a general by this time next year. This is Kilo Quebec 4, Alpha Yankee Hotel, Net Control.
Good luck on that, Gary. I have a general. It's one of the best things I ever did in ham radio. Opened up a lot of new opportunities. I'd like to get my extra, but the general was a nice step. Again, we're calling for check-ins. Twice and slowly, please.
N1 CBM, N1 CBM.
Okay, we're doing them one at a time tonight. We have N1 CBM, Carlos in Hollywood, Florida. Carlos, what's your goal for the next year in ham radio?
Hey, what do you say? Okay,
guys. You're doing a great job, Gil. And Bill, awesome job here in the open mic night. One of my goals here is to move from this property, which is under an HOA regiment, and get a bigger lot where I can put up my antenna and live outside of the restrictions of the HOAs. I think that could be done within the next couple of years, hopefully. If I sell a property I have overseas, I'll have a little bit more leeway, or I would say, moolah in the bank, so I could just go out there and pick and choose my own place. Well, that's for me. Great job, guys. You're doing awesome, and we'll see you tomorrow in the morning brew. And 1 CBM, back to you, Gil.
Thanks for checking in, Carlos. We got you down for wanting to get out of that HOA. You're part of that great war between hams and HOAs. Matter of fact, there's a YouTuber I follow that I think is HOA Ham, and his whole thing is about getting around those challenges and restrictions. This is K4 GDS, and we've got more call signs or more check-ins here. However, if you want, text your call sign to 716-317-9050, and we'll get you on the list that way as well. You can avoid the pileup that's about to happen. So call signs twice and slowly, please.
Ski 3 Zulu Oscar Echo, W3 ZOE. I will be short time.
Whiskey 3 ZOE, we got you down for, you said you're going to be short time here, but let's see if we can get an answer out of you real quick. Zoe in Kentwood, what's your goal for the next year?
Well, currently find a job. The job market here in Michigan is absolutely terrible. As far as ham radio goes, I'd like to have an amplifier, but I don't see that happening either.
Well, we'll put that amplifier down your wish list, and good luck with the job hunt. Again, it brings us to the bottom of the list. Call signs twice and slowly, please.
Kilo India 6 Whiskey Papa Kilo, KI6WPK.
Had someone keying up there. We thought they might be checking in. We did get KI6WPK Bill from San Francisco, California, and via the text line W6AXY Tom out of Weed, California. So going up to Bill, KI6WPK, what's your goal for the next year in ham radio?
Well, howdy to everybody. My next goal, I think, is to get the books, or the book, or the online class, and upgrade to extra. So I hope to do that in the next year. KI6WPK, back to net.
Okay, Bill, we got you down for upgrading your license. And via the text line, we have WD8AXY. Tom, what's your goal for the next year in ham radio?
Is my audio okay?
Yep, we got you.
The Delta 6 Alpha X-ray portable is from Toledo, Ohio. I was listening for a couple nights and enjoying that. For the next year, probably getting visible any differences
Okay, that last, we weren't sure if it was the person responding to us or someone, or a new check-in. You're getting really weak. Can you try one more time for us? We'll see if we can get you in here.
This is WC6, Whiskey Delta 6 Alpha X-ray, Yankee Alpha 8, and Toledo, Ohio.
We're having a hard time hearing you there. You got a lot of noise. I'm going to try coming back to you in a few minutes here and see if that situation improves at all. Let me go over a couple announcements real quick. I said these a little earlier, but as we're getting close to the top of the hour, there's an upcoming presentation, ECR and Antique Wireless Radio Association. That's Monday, November 17th at 8 p.m. in the ECR Zoom room. Tomorrow morning at 20 meter net at 14317. No youth net on Friday night. Go trick or treat. Have a great time. Saturday morning, however, there will be a 40 meter net at 7.245, and Saturday night the trivia net at 11 p.m. So let's try to take a few more text check-ins. We are sitting right now at 48 check-ins, and I don't know, Mark might correct me, and I don't think we've broke 50 before in the open mic night. So let's see if we can do it. Okay, let's see if anybody wants to do in and out. We're getting close to the top here. Anyone in and out with call signs twice and slowly, please.
Kilo Foxtrot 8, Echo Bravo Victor. Kilo Foxtrot 8, Echo Bravo Victor.
Kilo JWX, November 1, Queen Whiskey X-ray, in and out. Kilo 6, Gulf Bravo Zulu, K6 GBZ, in and out.
Kilo 1, Bravo Oscar Bravo, in and out.
Kilo Charlie 3, Foxtrot Golf Delta. Kilo Charlie 3, Foxtrot Golf Delta, in and out.
Okay, let me acknowledge he's in and out. We had KF8, KF8 EBV, darn it. Out of Farming Hills, Michigan. N1 QWX Arthur out of Lincoln, Maine. K6 GBZ Tom out of Cameron Park, California. KK1BOB Brennan out of Portland, Oregon. Looks like you're new to the system. If you have a good call sign out in QRZ, we'll send you a welcome letter. And KC3FGD Ray out of Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania. That pushes us up to 53 check-ins. I do believe we might have set a record tonight. I would like to thank everyone that came out and checked in tonight. On behalf of my co-net controller here, Bill, and Mark logging for us, and everyone else in the Zoom room supporting us, just like to say thank you. We'll be turning the reflector over to general use. This is K4GDS. Have a good night.